Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Keep it up! Keep it up!
With their attack offense!
Get in the end zone!
Pickett, who's going to throw it again. They'll roll him out right. Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off, and the Cowboys are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yardage, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another 1st down.
A running play, it's Dowdle. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Rush. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jalen Tolbert with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play. Over the past few weeks because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
Throwing here, Rush. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Jalen Tolbert from a yard out. And the Cowboys are once again back in front. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. Pickett. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving them a lot to think about, a lot of different looks. And it seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Well, they have that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to love what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. A gain there of 21 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Don't let him catch the ball, defense. Get the ball back. Amarra los defensores back, boys. To the low, boys. Over here.
On the run, it's Dowdle. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 54 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw, Rush. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Rush working from the gun. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 14. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now Rush. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. But No surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. Defensively getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? On second down, they'll run it here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he'll just get rid of it. And the Cowboys going to bring on Brian Anger to punt on fourth down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. As we eke closer and closer.